So what's happened since that conversation? The last time we spoke, you were basically couch bound as a result of the pain that you were in. You wanted some friends to come over to give you some medication. Weren't sure about the doctor. Where did things ultimately land?
Yeah, so I talked to you right after I tried going to the one emergency room and I ended up getting thrown out. And I just kind of didn't know what to do from there. My condition pretty much deteriorated over the next couple of days. I think it's like 4 or 5 days to where like I couldn't get up, down, like nothing. I couldn't move. Like I was in so much pain. It's been like 10 days since the original injury, and like it's way worse. Like I'm swollen everywhere, and like the pain's worse. Like something's wrong. So that night, I went to the ER. Had someone take me, and luckily I was in such bad shape. They just pulled me in the wheelchair and went and took my blood, and that's all it took. They said, "Whoa, you have a really bad infection." They took some X-rays, and sure enough, on each side of my spine where the fracture was, there was like these abscesses filled with staph, and my knee was really swollen. My elbow was really swollen. So by the time they got me in a room, they were like drained each one of the three, and it turned out like it was just regular swelling in the knee and elbow, but in the back, I had a really bad staph infection. And like right away, they said, "Okay, you're going to be here for about 6 to 8 weeks." And I was like, "Whoa, like 6 to 8, like wow!" Like I've had a couple staph infections before, and each one was antibiotic IVs for a week, and that was in 2000. Another one on the Ultimate Fighter was just a couple of shots and a round of oral antibiotics for about a week. And I just couldn't believe, like, seriously, like 6 to 8 weeks. And really, it's about a 10-week ordeal. I spent 4.5 weeks in the hospital. Now I'm on a 5-week program at home. And this is what I got going on now. They're called PICC lines.
Yeah.
So I got these PICC lines in my arm, in my bicep, and
And those
I
administer
alternate.
the antibiotics, right?
And 3 times a day, yeah, I do a saline flush, and here's the antibiotic, cefazolin, and then another saline flush. But every 8 hours, to keep this at bay. Otherwise, I was looking at staying in the hospital till November 9th. And that really, when they told me that, I was just like, wow. Like, I mean, I've been here a month. You're going to keep me here another 5 weeks, and I mean, I would tell you, it was pretty rough. I mean, you're pretty much alone in your hospital bed, and all day, and it's nice because people take care of you. They come and feed you and give you meals and all that, your medicine. But like, yeah, I was ready to get out, and I was like, "Doc, I don't know if I could handle another 5 weeks in here. You know what? There's got to be another option." And sure enough, he came back, and now we're doing this from home option, and it's still like, man, I hope to God this infection is clearing up, but the fractured vertebrae, I still really can't put weight on this. I have this forearm walker here I get around on. You can see that, and
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can't really put much weight on, and it's just. I mean, I've been injured a lot, but like, man, nothing like this. And I know, a lot of fighters out there have been prone to staph infections, and they go around, but not everyone really knows just how dangerous they are. And most people assume that you need an open wound to get an infection. That's not necessarily true. You just need a lot of swelling, and you need to keep irritating that swelling, and it could settle in like it did me. Like on Ultimate Fighter, I had impetigo, and I had mat burn, and then I got it like over that kind of a rash, and it cleared up pretty quick. And that's kind of what people traditionally think of as staph infection. They think of something like that, but not something where you just have a lot of swelling and trauma in the area. And then that inflammation persists, and you keep putting stress on it. And then you have like, thousands of bacteria in your body, and just that mass proliferation of cells in that area, that swelling just leads to that bacteria settling in and a staph infection kind of forming. And that's what happened to me this time. And it's scary too, because they told me that 6 to 8 weeks, and they're like, yeah, this is serious stuff. It could be fatal. And he's like, it's really easy for that bacteria, that's in your spine to travel around to the valves of your heart. Then you're dead. Like, and it just when he said it like that, it really kind of, wow, like shocked me. Like, here I go again. Like, wow, am I really almost gonna, yeah, I'm almost like fucking dead here. Like, wow, this is serious. How did it get like this? It just got to where, I was injured. A week later, I tried going to the ER and got shot down and was just all upset about that. But in the meantime, I got this staph building up, and yeah, and it really really potentially fatal. And you don't even think about it. You're just upset you couldn't get treatment at the hospital. You didn't even know what you needed the treatment for. And that kind of makes me think of the doctor saying, "What are you here for?" I'm like, "Well, I'm injured. I got a broken vertebrae and it's gotten worse. Like, I'm in a lot of pain." And, "Oh, so you're here for pain?" And like, I don't know why I'm here. Like, I'm here for treatment. Like, fucking treat me. So I was just so thankful that second hospital just took my blood right away and looked at it and was like, "Okay, something's wrong.
How
Something's
much do you weigh
wrong."
right now?
Oh man, yeah. I went from 230 to, I was at 194 at my lowest in the hospital. And I don't even know what I am now. I'm probably like in the low 200s. When I left the hospital, I was like 201, 202. So, I mean, yeah, I really just emaciated. Just the sign of all that trauma in your body. It takes a lot of energy to deal with it. And, it's hard to eat too. I don't have much of an appetite. I just, I'm forcing, for the most part, protein shakes with ensures, and milk and an egg, and have that like most of the day, and then a sandwich here or there, or like a solid meal for dinner. But it's tough. This really took a lot out of me.
So, what is the prognosis from here?
Really, it's all about the staph infection. They really didn't address, like, okay, the broken vertebrae, how we're going to handle that. It's like, let's religiously take this. We get a nurse come to you, change your dressings, and do your blood work once a week, and make sure the infection's going in the right direction, and make sure you could clear this infection up more than anything. So that's it. Like, clear up this infection and take it from there. I mean, most of the times, like, broken vertebrae do need surgery, but sometimes they do heal on their own. So I'm just hoping that, like, when I get this infection out, I can at least walk again. Or my knee really deteriorated too, through the course of this, from hobbling around on it. I need to do a lot to like take care of the knee. It was pretty arthritic. So as long as I stayed on top of my yoga and my kind of routine and my strength exercises, I was good. But after I deteriorated for a month and hopping around kind of on one foot, that knee just really swelled up and gave me a lot of problems. But the good news is the staph didn't go to the knee; it just stayed in the back. So,
What about the course of treatment that you were doing before you went to the hospital the second time for your knee and your other injuries? You talked about taking 30 milligrams of oxycodone a day. Are you still doing that?
yeah, well, no, since I was in the hospital, uh, I couldn't see my regular doctor that I get that from.
Dr. Sanders?
While I was in the hospital, I couldn't see it. So that appointment's coming up next week. But yeah, the doctor in the hospital, like, gave me some medicine until I could see this doctor next week, my primary doctor, and kind of get back on that routine. We will see what, I said I got the release signed off so they could get all the records from the hospital, because they took a lot of MRIs, and MRI on my spine, and on a couple parts as well. So, be nice to look at the big picture and see, how we're going to treat it moving forward. But as terms of debilitating and pain and just getting down and up or off the toilet, like, this is on another level. I've even had like total knee reconstructions and that, but Yeah, nothing quite this difficult to just move on in general. Even getting up to do this interview, I was in another room and it took me a good 10 minutes to just get up off the couch and get on the walker and shuffle over, just moving really slow. And yeah, just a lot more serious of an injury than I originally thought. Well, I knew that the broken vertebrae was serious and all, but like, I had no idea like that Staph set in to the extent that it had. It didn't just like come on. It came on, and it just was probably that not being able to go and get treated right away, like that helped it build up like that, because I know when I went to the ER that first time and got turned down, I was like at my breaking point. Like I was there because I really couldn't take anymore. I didn't know what to do. Like I was in so much pain and agony. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I need treatment. But I got turned away, and then I was just like, I didn't know what to do. And finally, when I had like no choice left, like, okay, like I need to get taken to an ER, like no matter what it takes, someone take me there. Something's not right. And I was even shaking and kind of feeling like delirious a little bit as well. So I think it was a sign that it was really, it was really infecting my blood and like potentially, causing really bad problems. So I could tell like I was at my breaking point and was in tons of pain and shaking and like couldn't think straight and like something's not right. I need some treatment here.
Right. And I was going to ask, because you said you came across the video, what was your impression of you when you watched that video?
Yeah, I was a bit of an asshole. I thought I was upset, obviously, but like you could tell that I did not know what I had going on in my body. Like I knew I was in a lot of pain, but I had no idea like I had a potentially life-threatening staph infection filling up in my blood. So yeah, I thought I was pissed off, and understandably so, because I mean I was in a ton of pain with serious injuries, and like and not only got thrown out of that emergency room, but kind of just really treated like I wasn't human. So it was really upsetting too, just that they on the way out, like were pushing me around kind of, and they knocked me off of my crutch, and I got to the point where I felt like I was so cornered, like, my God, these guys are gonna tackle me and cuff me. If they do that, like I'm like gonna die. Like you can't, like I'm broken, like you can't do that to me. And kind of felt like a cornered in a way, and that's why I like ran to that bathroom and locked it to think, geez, what could I do? Like these guys, are freaking like gonna try to arrest me, so I got to document this. And that's when I pulled out my phone and document. You saw the first video with all the staff in the hospital and the doctor, um, and that was like taking that to document this. So if they do like arrest me for this, I could at least show like I was there to get treatment. And then that same video with the police outside, the same way, I got them giving me their word, like they're not just gonna pull me over and arrest me for anything, and they didn't, because I didn't break any laws or do anything wrong. Um, so that was like out of necessity. In a way, I felt like I was really backed in a corner, and I had no choice but to kind of document that and at least put it out there in case something did happen. And I did get them on video saying, "Look, we promise. We just want you to leave. We're not going to pull you over." And they didn't. They kept their word.
Is that
So
your nurse behind you?
no, my wife.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, lost you there.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were married at this point.
Oh yeah.
Did you get remarried?
Oh no, same one.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice to have around.
Yeah. Yeah, she's been pretty helpful.
I guess what I wanted to ask you is, you said that you needed to document it. Clearly, you were concerned that something bad was going to happen if you didn't document it. On the other hand, it kind of opened you up to a level of scrutiny from the fans, and it obviously led to a lot of the questions that I had, a lot of the accusations that you read online, a lot of the things that you heard from as feedback to that interview. That this guy's a drug seeking. He's on drugs. He's exhibiting drug seeking behavior. He's an addict. This is all part of the addiction and all and everything like that. Do you regret coming forward and doing this, or is there any sense of like anything you wish you could have taken back in the course of this?
Just I regret that day, like going to that ER and having it turn into that, when like I went in there like just humble and like seeking treatment, and it really got turned into something it shouldn't have, because I was legitimately in a lot of pain and suffering from something that I didn't even know I was suffering from. But I knew something wasn't right. I knew this, like, wow, this shouldn't be getting this much worse. I feel 10 times worse, and it's been 10 days later. So yeah, I really wish it didn't come to that. Like, I was just trying to leave that hospital on my own, and they started kind of pushing me, roughing me up, and like I kind of fell back in the corner. So yeah, I wish I didn't. Yeah, that like I didn't want to get kicked off of Instagram, or like, but like it happened, and I'm just gonna embrace it, and I thank you for letting me come back on the show and give a little update here, because like something was really wrong, and like had I not like got some medical treatment, like this could have been fatal. And I think it's a good chance for me to at least show, like, I had legitimate concerns and was legitimately hurting and legitimately needed some medical attention, that I got refused. And when you get like refused and shit on like that, when someone's like, oh, so you're here for pain, huh? Well, yeah, I'm here for treatment. I'm in a lot of pain. You're like, yeah, I got broken back. Like I have all this swelling and injuries. Like, of course. And the next question was about the, the VAXX. And I said no. And like that did it. But that was the thing. The doctor didn't come out and say, oh, you haven't been vaxxed? Okay, we're not going to see you. Go home. Okay, fine. See you later. All right. He said, oh, okay, wait back on the other side of the gate, which meant like, okay, you're going to see me still. So I'm on my crutches for a good 2 hours on the other side of the gate, like in pain, like, and I see person after person that came in after me going back. And finally I called him out on it. Are you going to see me? I did see you. Well, are you going to treat me? Because I did treat you, and then I lost it. I'm like, you didn't treat me. You told me to wait back over here. That's not treating. And then it got ugly, and then we got surrounded by staff. Next thing you know, I was getting kicked out and got knocked over like that, and scurried in the bathroom. You kind of saw the rest of it. So yeah, I'm kind of ashamed it got to that, and but it did, and I put it out there, and that's what happened. That's my story. But that's why I was legitimately like in a life-threatening situation. I really desperately needed medical attention, and I kind of got treated like an animal, and that's how I felt. Like I got thrown out, and when I was really hurting and seriously injured, and had a really serious staph infection going on, and like I just thought like that story needed to be told.
What do you see as your future as far as your athletic career? Before we did this, before when this all got started, pro wrestling was the thing that was the trigger. Of course, you have a career in MMA. You had a career in MMA where you sustained several serious injuries, and you were pro wrestling at the point. What do you see for your athletic career at this point?
I'm 44, and I was just pretty much done. I mean, I was doing this as a hobby. It was a fun way to get out of town on the weekends and get a little adrenaline going. But yeah, I am not got my eyes set on any pro wrestling anytime soon. Trust me. Like, should be able to walk again. would make me really happy. Just to be able to do my little morning yoga routine would really make me happy. So no, I'm not, yeah, I'd never take a bump again in the ring. That's no big deal. Like I've had my fill. I've been getting injured my whole life and started fighting when I was 23 and had a good career and did this for about 5 years. So I've had my fun, been about 20 years of getting in there and, entertaining and, putting on a show, whether it be the MMA or the wrestling. And I'm pretty satisfied. Yeah.
So what does the future hold for you at this point?
Wow. That's a good question. So finally, it's right now. Uh, I have a couple ideas, but it'll most likely take getting a real job.
Have you put that off?
Uh, no, I mean I was working. I was working before this, and all through the last couple of years, I've I had all sorts of jobs the last couple of years with Hitiva, but yeah, I'm just got to be open to more jobs. I'm pretty good at sales, so I got a friend who is gonna help me get set up in medical sales, and that's the goal.
Hmm. Is that something you're interested in?
Yeah, yes, that is something I'm interested in. I would like to do something, that has a good payoff that doesn't require any physical risk, really. Yeah, I'm kind of, after this one, man, I don't want to be hurt anymore. It's hopefully heal from this, but I definitely don't want to break anything. Like, I've been pretty consistently getting injured my whole life, and I'm pretty sick of it. I've had 10 surgeries, broken about 20 bones. 22 now. So I've had enough, man. My body's had it. Like when I retired from MMA, my body had it. But at least the wrestling, you could collaborate with the guy and work around injuries. But after this one, I'm just done.
Yeah, this changed things for you, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. Yeah, really did.